All right, ladies and gentlemen, Skill coming back to you from War Thunder. Want to share something that happened a while ago, but it is an achievement of mine. I get to use a plane twice in a battle. Now, I'm still getting used to the whole replay talk over kind of deal, so we do a little different this time. But this is the lineup. We have the B7A2, which is one of my favorite planes, the ChiTo late, the Chi2, or ChiTo late, the ChiTo, like the chips. AA of a Sokai, and the Na-To. Tractor on tracks with a decent gun. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we are going to do this replay from my point of view. We're still getting this replay kind of feel down. Very unique, not too comfortable with it, but I want to bring you something special. Because as I said, this video is about something that I have not done in either a long time or ever. And that is have two planes, one battle. Combined arms, which is what the tank RB battle is really about, right? You get the plane, you get the tank, you combine it, you help the team. It's perfect. But we're going to take my perspective this time, and we're going to be able to see what I saw. Now, before we get into this, because this is the replay will show me enemies with their names and distances. I do not get to see that in the game. If you play War Thunder, you understand that. In the replay, it gets shown to you. So there are some things that I don't know about that you might say, well, that's pretty obvious. And watching this again actually made me realize I'm partially blind. There's color variations that I should have realized was an enemy versus not. So it is good for you to replay your games. And by that, I mean just rewatch what you've done. Whether it's Tarkov, World of Tanks, War Thunder. Planes in War Thunder is probably pretty great. So you can see different angles that planes approach you at your tail. That actually might be pretty decent. But let's get into this. So my goal is to get to the right of C. So we want to try to go down this street down there. Now, on this map, I typically fight over C. I think it's an easier point to fight over. There's plenty of cover, and that tends to be people's downfall because there's multiple ingresses to the area of C where you can pour on fire at different angles. So we're heading down to the street here. Sub-goal 1 accomplished. We are now going to drive down this street and we are going to get on the point of C. Goal, capture the point. Live. No enemies on C just yet. Don't know about that Sherman. Don't know about that Yarsvik, which he'll pop up again going right to left, I believe. On the point. We are now capping the point, and I immediately look over to the left over here, because I do believe that this is going to be the angle in which my death comes from, because the fountain is pretty much covering me from that area, which we just saw, and a little bit to my rear. Got the point now, and I'm starting to back out. I realize there are tanks. I notice this guy. Miss and dead. Where did I die from? The angle I thought I would. Totally fine. I will come in. I believe it's going to be the ChiTo late. Yes. This turret is not off-center, if you caught that. Goal here is to get back to C. They are starting to decap C now. And on the minimap, we get to see where I can hide it. Haha, I want to make this bigger. We can see where we've had some people die, some teammates. Now, Voice and I are going to go in this together. And we're going to try to support each other, right? That's what teammates do, except for that tree, bad teammate. So we're going to try to support each other in the next push to retake C and to go beyond. So we see here on the map that these two are in battle. Now one. Well, I guess there's three. One died. So a light tank and a medium tank. We just saw another guy go down. This is where Voice is going to overtake me and go to the main street. This is the point where Voice will start to freak out because there are four. I did not pin a KV-1. I back up. There was a T-34 as well. So I know the battle is going to be on at these apartment blocks. One guy just died. I killed the KV-1. Voice says that he shot a T-34, but it was not a kill shot. T-34 is still alive. He took out the engine of the T-34. And here is where I notice... I may have actually noticed the fire. I take a look to my left just to make sure there's no enemy tanks. And T-34. Fire on the move. Let's get back to C. Now, as we're getting back to C, there are three teammates in the next block of apartments. I'm going to decap C. And if you take a look at the minimap, there should be a tank that'll pop up somewhere over here. And that's after I cap C, that is my next goal, is to get over here to then support at a different angle the approach to the apartment blocks and then to C. Break down the fence just in case it blocks my shots. We are now rolling with a ChiTo 2 as well. So, oh, Voice is in another ChiTo that we're running the same tank. And this is where we start this approach. Now I'm going to switch this a little bit, and I'm going to turn. He just got shot from the rear. I notice, I tell Voice. Voice says, uh-oh, but we keep going. There wasn't a follow-up shot. Didn't see that in game. There's a follow-up shot, so we think we're going to be fine. Let's actually slow this down a little bit, because coming up is where I realize we made a mistake. Boom. Skillet has been hit. Through the fuel tank. And I'm going to assume this may have been an exit. I honestly don't know. It's really cool that the details that they do in War Thunder. But let's speed this back up. Let's go back to my view. Because at this point, I realize I've been hit. And it's from my rear. I look back. Again, no follow-up shot. No tanks to be seen. And we see that man going from left to right. C is now being decapped. I realize this. I turn around. And we're going to go back for Charlie. If a light pole wasn't in the way. Still looking down the street. Our buddy just died. Somebody's at C. It's a medium tank. I think I'm repairing because my engine just died. Yes, there we go. Voice is helping me repair. And planes. Bomb. We live. At this point, it's a sigh of relief because as a Japanese tank, typically planes with cannons, planes with 50 cals, bombs, you're done. You're dead. You're dead. Get over here to C. That tank was just assaulted by a plane and died. Moving on to C. I do not know that that ASU is in the background. No idea. I am now recapping C again for a third time. And if you still notice down here on the map, our teammates have thinned out. Got C headed towards Voice. We are going to support the holding maneuver that has been placed up here in the northern part of the apartment blocks. And there's Voice. Found a target. And I believe it's that guy. Yep, fragile to the touch. Voice may have just degunned him. He is in an AA. Now, if you notice, that guy was not there when I started backing up. Artillery is starting to fall on this point. That ChiTo says, you know what? He's going to go through it. I barely survived. It was a shot. Don't know where it came from just yet. Shot miss. M4. ChiTo hit him. And I did the finishing move. Now there's a BTR, and Fragile Do Not Touch is still... He's damaged again. His engine is out. And that's a very important fact coming up in the next series of events. Because I do not know that Fragile to the Touch is over on my right. Voice keeps telling me, you know, there's a guy over there. I don't think I killed him. I don't see anything. Move up to help Voice with repairs. I don't get to see the T-34 just yet. Voice moves. Shouts out T-34. Took out his engine. Momentum keeps him rolling. Here is a moment I want to talk about. That M4A1 is visible. I am too focused here. Let's proceed. Foreshadowing. Voice's gun is out. T-34. I kill, and boom. Kill the T-34. Fragile Do Not Touch rolls over the hill, destroying Voice, who I also think destroys me. But it turns out it was the M4. At this point, we have enough points. We're going to do our first foray into a plane. Now, this is the B7. This is one of my favorite planes. Voice and I, back in the day, when tanks were either about to be introduced into War Thunder, we would fly these planes on torpedo missions when we had maps in the Pacific. It's a very large plane. we would either, you know, bank right, bank left, we would dive to the water, and then we would follow that water to the enemy ships with the hopes of destroying a carrier. Now, we have an 800 kilogram bomb. We are looking for targets. See this heavy? That guy looks like he was shooting at something. I see the muzzle flashes. I roll, cut the engine, I roll. Bomb bay is open. We are going to, there's the air brake right there. And we are going for fragile, do not touch. I held a grudge against that gentleman. He is now gone. Boom. That's an eye for an eye right there. And we do have 20 mil cannons in the wings. So we can actually hurt some tanks. Either detrack them, possibly pin through the top of the tank, take out any open top tanks. And that's what we're going to try to do, is we are going to try to support the team the best we can by either destroying tanks or at least marking tanks on the field. So we're going to start taking a pass. And as I pass, notice the F4U, and done. Pilot sniped to, I believe, it was that guy that died. We got a kill with the plane, though. Typically, if you go into a match and you don't get a kill with a plane, it's hard to come back. Their plane is still up. I hit a tree. Voice has been reduced to an AA, anti-aircraft. And I'm reduced to a tractor with a gun. They are capping C. My goal here is going to be to roughly do the same thing as we did in the beginning. We're going to try to get to that same side street down here, and we are going to try to ambush tanks coming from C to attack our spawn point, or to at least hinder our spawning movements. That was a bomb, I believe. I didn't hear a boom. There we go. And there go two of our teammates, if you see the mini-map. We are in position. I hear that diesel. I think you just heard it too. It's not Mr. Stug on the other side, but I hear the slow rumblings of a diesel. I poke out. This is my gun firing. We've just been hit. Now, we bounced a shot from a KV-1. Look at this. This is like sheet metal with 4 guys in the bed of a truck. Right? Right? No way should that have happened. Boom. KV-1 dead. And this is where I also start looking at myself going, what just happened? Well, maybe in a moment. Check to make sure it's clear. No damage. No hole. I'm amazed. We're gonna push up. Stug has moved up. Hello, buddy. What's that there? And that's a Sherman gone. This truck has a gun that does wonders. It's great. I love it. I believe this is a 3.3 in terms of where it sits in the BR, or battle rankings. Keep looking over to that left. That could be another area where there is an enemy tank. We are going to get on C and recap. There's an enemy plane. I believe that Voice has just shot that one down, the PE-3. I hear a propeller. I felt that propeller. I am now decapping the point. We have 4 crew, the people in the bed of the truck, gone, dead. There is the F4U. Let's try to move, make it a little harder for him. And we did. He shot rockets at our Stug friend. And it should be the foray into plane. Vehicle lost. We are now in our plane. Again, this is not a common occurrence, especially when I play. So, we did pretty well. I'm celebrating this this achievement by showing you all, right? So we see the heavy tank, Hell's One, down there. I know he's being shot at by Voice and whoever's next to Voice. We roll, air brakes are already out, Bombay is open, and we are on the approach dive. We are still going full speed. See if I can track him. Bomb out. Let's actually rotate that around. Boom. He is done for. And that is the final blow.